Today's guest is the amazing Bri. Y'all know her as BriWoo. Her journey has been a powerful mix of enlightenment, growth, healing, and some painful but necessary perspective shifts. She made a bold decision to leave behind everything familiar and step into the unknown, and now she's absolutely killing it. Bri is a walking reminder that the magic happens when you choose you. Hi, beautifuls. I'm Chee Simone, and welcome to Chats with Chee. I'm so excited for you to join me today, and I can't wait to get into the episode. I have a powerhouse woman who I can't wait for us to have the conversation with her, so I'm not going to yap y'all to death. Let's get right to it. Hi, beautiful.
Hello, Miss Chee.
Yes, I'm so excited.
I am too.
Welcome to Chats with Chee.
Honestly, the vibe is everything. I'm so happy to be here.
Me too. I'm happy that we made it, child. We made it. So I want to dive in, but I want you to tell the people who you are. Give us your introduction.
Oh my God, I'm so bad at these. No, but I'm BriWoo. I've honestly been doing content for hair and skin, I want to say almost 3 years now. What? I know, like time just flies by, but I've been really doing a lot of content around short hair, and that's how I amassed my following. So a lot of women, they started following me because I just would record myself shaving my hair off, and they was just like, that's so free and liberating, and it just makes me want to cut my hair off. Yes. And I just started doing that, and people fell in love with it. So from there, I went into skincare, a little bit of wellness, and I think people just like the authenticity and just how I kind of just hop on and get into my stuff.
Yes, I love that. What made you cut your hair though?
Honestly, I did it years ago, but I was scared. I had it still at like a pixie level. Okay. And then I transitioned into the buzz cut and then the color. And that's what really started getting people's attention. It was like, it looks so good on you, but I really did it because I wanted to change. Yeah. I felt like all the hair I was carrying energy, and I was ready to shed that. So that's really why I cut it.
That's what a lot of people, they got that quote where they're like, when a woman cuts her hair, she changed her life. Yeah. And I truly do believe that, especially as a hairstylist. I already know if you say, let's cut it off, we cutting it off, baby. And you're going to be a totally different person. But did you start off like bob and then work your way up? Or was it one of them like...
It was drastic.
She got to go.
It was drastic because I had... Naturally, my hair was already kind of shoulder length, but I was still wearing sew-ins and wigs. But I got to a point where I said, this has to go. Like, just cut it off.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't want to get too deep, but what was that?
You know what's so crazy? I was going through just a transformation of self. So I recently went through, at the time, a breakup. And then I was in a different kind of situationship. And I was ending that. And I'm just like, I just want to start fresh. Yes. I want to start over and kind of shed these personalities that I've been carrying.
Yeah. It's funny that you said shedding, because as you was talking, that's what I was thinking. Like, you got to shed out that weight, and you literally became a whole nother person.
I did.
I love that. And now you committed.
Yes.
I love it. Would you ever grow your hair back out? Or
that's the plan.
Yeah.
Literally right now, I'm trying to grow my hair out to at least a bob. But the only thing that is a little hard for me, I keep thinking about, okay, I want to be blonde still, but I know when you're blonde, you gotta keep it kind of natural. Yeah. So that's my only dilemma, is like, I want to use different chemicals and stuff, but it's gonna be hard.
How do you feel like the hair is gonna affect your brand, or is that something you've never thought about, or what is that?
Oh, I thought about it. I definitely thought about it, because I've done little things here and there where I'll put on a wig or I'll get an install, and people will be like, we like the short hair.
Oh my God.
Yeah, people will actually DM me or comment and be like, this ain't it.
What?
And I'm like, ooh, girl, okay.
Like, don't tell me what to do.
I know.
That's one of the things I've always wanted to know, like, as an influencer and being in that spotlight, like, how do you manage your mental health, like, through all of that? How do you do that?
It's hard because you go through burnout. Like, you have experiences where you're just like, I don't want to create this week. So for me personally, I have to take those breaks, and I have to really treat myself good, because you'll start to look at the comments and compare yourself, and it just gets very hard on you.
Yeah.
So,
That's one of the biggest things that I feel like I'm still working on, because I'm thankful for therapy though, because it's like, that's the tea.
Yes.
I'm so grateful for therapy, because once upon a time, like when I tried to jump off the porch and go into influencing or content creation, it would just be one thing or one comment, and I'd be like, nah, girl, you don't know me. Like, it's a lot, because I do feel like, people are opinionated, and it's like, wait a minute now, child, back up. But
yes.
Have you ever had moments that you just wanted to just quit?
Oh, yes. It was so many videos, or not so many, but there were a few videos that I've done where it would hit that viral mark, and it hit, like, it's viral because the comments start getting crazy, and it's like, oh, what is going on? And I think that those were moments that I just wanted to kind of step back, because now I feel like I am just, too many people see me, and it just will get really uncomfortable. But now I'm at the point where it's like, okay, that's engagement. It's going to happen, good and bad comments. So I've had my moments, but I think it's just important to remember why you're doing it.
That's very true. How long did it take for you to find your why? Because I think a lot of people, they miss the mark with it. Like, when you're going into something, you got to know your why. That's
so true. Finding my why, I think it took probably the amount of time that it took for me to really start to get visibility, about 2 to 3 years, because I didn't know what I was doing it for. Like, I was just recording content. I didn't have any purpose behind it. But then when people started telling me, like, oh, you have helped me, and you have, given me a reason to change my hair, that's when I realized what my why was. And it just felt like, okay, this is purpose.
I love that. Purpose.
Yes. Purpose is like, once you figure out your purpose, I feel like you just get a different pep in your step.
That's very true. I think that's where a lot of people, that's hard, like finding your purpose. But what's one of the things you feel like pushed you into purpose, or it made you realize, like, hey, when you had that aha moment, like, what was that? Or what did you do things to get to that point?
For sure. Honestly, being invited to speak. There were some moments where I was invited to speak to different women empowerment events and things like that. And I was like, okay, this is really what it feels like to have purpose, because there are people ready to listen to me and just hear what my experience has been. So that was a true indicator. Like, okay, this is what my purpose is.
Yeah, I love that. That, like they say, you have to pour into other people. And when you pour into other people, like you said, they'll give you the feedback, and they'll let you know, like, hey, bro, you changed my life.
I know.
That's a heavy cross to carry, but
you took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say, it's so heavy carrying that.
Yes, and that's one of the things that I'm grateful, because I do feel like you have to do the mental work to prepare for that when you are doing it with purpose and not just a paycheck. Because we get paid, but ultimately, when you're leading with purpose, I do feel like you got to take those moments to be like, okay, this is heavy, but you ain't handling it by yourself though. So it works. I do love that. So I want to shift gears. I know that you're not from here. For those of you who don't know, we're in Atlanta. So where are you originally from, and how did you get here?
Yes, so I'm from Newark, New Jersey, Brick City, if anybody's watching it from the bricks. I moved here in 2021 because COVID was, at its peak, and I was working remote at the time. So my lease was about to be up. I was like, I might as well just leave. Like, I don't really have anything keeping me here. I moved to Atlanta with my partner. He literally got us a dog as soon as we moved. God. So we traveled. I know. Me, him, and this puppy. And we moved to Atlanta, and we did our research and stuff. And literally when we got here, moved into the apartment, and then it was just like, okay, this is different. Like, the vibe, the energy is just so much different than Jersey. But it was invigorating. Like, I was ready to just start and meet people. So it was cool moving here.
Yeah, I love Atlanta. It's an energy. Like, Atlanta is an energy. What's one of your favorite things about Atlanta and one of your icks about Atlanta?
Well, I would say that was a good one.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about Atlanta is just the diversity. So whenever we go somewhere, it's like you see just about everybody. There's a lot of little subsections in Atlanta. Whatever you're looking for is there. But one of the icks of Atlanta, the traffic. Like, you have to plan everything out at least 30 minutes in advance. That's why even just traveling or going anywhere, I'm like, I have to make sure I'm on time.
Yeah.
Let me just check maps real quick. So yeah, that's really a ick for me.
Yeah. I think it's too, so many people live here. And I'm like, can y'all go away? Go away.
Yes.
We don't need any more people.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing. I love Atlanta though. I feel like I said, I feel like it's an energy. And I agree with you, like diversity, because if you want to feel bougie, you can go to Alpharetta, you can go to Buckhead, or I mean, you can go to Midtown too. You'll get a little bit of both. Or if you want to feel eclectic, you can go over there to Kirkwood. So it's cute. I like that because it's not just one thing. And I'm from South Carolina, so coming from South Carolina, baby, it's only one vibe.
Yeah,
and the one vibe is. Yeah, and we don't want to say that on camera. I'm not trying to go there. But
no, but the cool thing about South Carolina is like the Gullah Geechee community and like that ancestry. I find that so cool because it's like you can really pinpoint where you're from.
That's very true.
When you've lived there and been raised there. So I love that about South Carolina.
I'm grateful for that. I am grateful for that. It is rooted in history. I'm personally not. That's like the Charleston, like South area. I'm not from there personally, but I always used to go and visit, and that's one thing I did appreciate it because it reminds you of how strong we are as Black people, and I love that because it's so rooted in history, and you know they try to do what they do, but it's gonna be there. So
always.
That's one thing that I do love. But yeah, I love all that. So when we spoke in our other conversation, you mentioned family and healing. Was there any pivotal moment that occurred in your family that kind of changed your perspective on healing?
Oh, yes. My grandmother passing in 2023, July, it pretty much exposed everything in my family that needed to change.
Wow.
Yeah, like it was so crazy how that happened. Once she transitioned, literally like the day, everybody just showed their true colors.
Seriously?
Yeah, and it gave me a real look into just how much family needs to heal as a whole, and sometimes how you got to remove yourself for a little bit, just to show them like I
can't do this.
I'm not doing that.
I'm honestly, it's funny you say that because I feel like everybody has family icks, you know, and it's up to you on if you make that your identity or if you, like you said, take the space and say, you know, I'm gonna just choose me and I'm gonna let y'all do what y'all do. I literally had the same thing. Like my granny, she passed in 2020, and we've had what I would say like glues of the family who had passed along the way, but it was like when she did, that's when I could really see everything. And then it was in my adult life, and I feel like deaths like that, when you're an adult, it hits different because you're able to actually see everybody versus when you're a kid, you don't know what's going on, you just showing up. But it was really real too, and you get to see everyone's true colors. You see who they are. And you have a choice. Or do you become them, or do you take a step back and be like, no, what did you do to heal through that?
That's so crazy because that really is a thing, like choosing whether you want to follow that path or not. For me, I decided that I was going to go the opposite route and break some of these generational curses. Like, I hate to say that word because I know it's such a buzzword right now, but it really is a thing. We have been operating in dysfunction for generations, like literally 20, 30, 40, 50 years. So I decided that I was going to make a conscious effort to not do that. And I told my mom, like, hey, this is what I'm choosing to do. I'm choosing to go no contact with certain individuals. If you want to do that, cool. If not, I'm just letting you know this is my choice. Yeah. And she fully supported it. She even agreed, like, I'm going no contact with some people.
Okay, me too.
Exactly. And I was surprised because, you know, a lot of people, our parents and those older generations, they don't do that. They believe in respect. You know, you take it on the chin. This is your aunt, your uncle, whoever. But no, she was very fed up as well and said, I'm not doing the whole let's brush it under the rug. So yeah.
Because it gets tired. And I always say, you can brush stuff under the rug until it becomes a big old hill and now you're tripping over it. So at this point, are we going to clean that out, or what are we going to do? And I think a lot of families are rooted in that, where they'll just push it to the side and they never circle back. We're not going to talk about it. And I'm heavy on the like, are you sure? But I like when you was talking, I was about to be like, yes. Hashtag go no contact. Because I have always, my family is good for demonizing you for going no contact.
Yeah.
And I'm the queen of that, but I love how you said you made it a public service announcement. So I'm going to start making it a public service announcement.
Yeah.
So that it can be more received, because
Yeah.
I do believe in that. Like, let me take the space because I don't want to go down that path. Like, y'all got it. I'm going to let y'all have that, but I'm going to go over here. So I love that. And way to set a boundary for yourself.
And it's so cool because it's like with no contact, it forces people to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, why haven't we heard from Bree, or why haven't we seen Bree? And it's like, you have to have now that conversation.
Gotta open the door.
And people still don't want to have it. So it's like now you continue to brush it under the rug and it's becoming a hill, like you said.
And we just gonna sit there. And
Yeah.
we can look at it. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm always like, well, that's fine. But I love that. I think that's the difference in our generation too. Because we are setting boundaries. We're going to therapy.
Yeah.
We're seeing stuff for what it is. And we're just like, yeah, no, we're not doing
Not bringing that into the next chapter.
Yes. And I love that for us.
I do too.
Yeah, that's a good vibe. How old are you?
I am 29.
Okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, and they don't even feel like it. I'm like, how old am I again?
Right, that's me. I'd be like, wait a minute, let me do the math and carry the one.
Seriously, I don't even talk about age.
Yeah.
Honestly, and I'm not one of those people that's like, you never say your age, but I just don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And then when I actually do have to put it in, or put an age somewhere, it's like, wow, I really am 29. Like life is moving.
It's going, yes. I just had that aha moment the other day. I think for me, it's every time I see like my little cousins or something like that, and I just be like, last time I saw you, like no lie, last year, me, my brother, and my little cousin, we went to Tampa, and I didn't see him since maybe, I want to say he was in like middle school. So mentally, my brain stopped there in middle school for little Mikey, and then when he got, I'm like, oh, we can't even call you Mikey no more. Like, sir, you going to Howard. You about to be whatever you about to be. I was so shocked, but I'm like, dang, time keeps going, bro. And it's where you stay mentally. So I agree with you, because I definitely be like, Lord, how old am I? Even when friends get pregnant, I be like, how did your mom feel about that?
Seriously. I thought I was the only one. I'm like, we are still teenagers.
Yes.
What are you going to do?
It's giving teen pregnancy. Like, are you okay? Like,
oh my God.
Your mom's going to kill you.
I know. Like, do you need support?
Yes, like, girl, I'm gonna call the counselor. Like, no, babe, you're grown. Like,
this is totally okay.
Yes, you are the support. That is real life. Because I'm like, how does this work, bro? That is crazy. I thought I was the only one. I thought I was the only one, child. Let me see what we are.
These questions are good.
Yay, I'm glad. I feel good. So let's play a game. This or that. Growth edition. So, yeah, we're going to dive into it. So we're going to play a game, this or that, the growth edition. And I'm just going to ask you two things, and you tell me, is it going to be this or that? So rest day or grind day?
Rest day.
Why?
I think you get so much more done when you rest. Like, I can't do grind culture no more. Like,
baby, I'm tired.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know who made us think that was like such a necessity. But you can rest and still get things done.
Yes, because grinding is not that girl. Like, you're burnt out. You're not really thinking.
Right.
It's a bit much. And I think that we need to take a step back, because I used to honestly feel, I wouldn't say shame, but like have this sense of anxiety for taking a nap midday. Yeah. And now it's like my body is just like, hey, it's like 2:00. Why are you still up? And honey, I'm definitely like, okay, she's asleep.
Your body's gonna tell you what you need.
That's why we used to take naps as kids. Rest. So you could be recharged and you could actually go and be out there in the world. Budgeting or investing?
Ooh, it depends, but I will say investing.
Okay.
I'll say investing, because right now I think it's just important to really put your, not even just money, but like your energy and resources into things that's going to have a really good return. So yeah, right now I'm into investing.
I love that. You're absolutely right. Cut off or have the conversation?
Oh gosh, that's hard. That's hard because it depends. Like, if you know, exactly. Yeah. There's been situations where I've had the conversation too many times and now it's time for the cutoff. But then there's times where we never had a conversation. So how would you know that this is a trigger or this bothers me? So it's a case by case.
I agree. I definitely agree. Okay. Solo trip or family reunion?
Solo trip.
Period. 'Cause baby, I ain't got time.
Stimulated.
Okay. It's a lot of personalities. You're doing too much.
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Loud healing or private progress?
Right now, for this stage that I'm in, I'll say loud because a lot of people are following journeys that I'm on. So right now, Operation Glow Up is something I'm doing where I'm trying to just get in the habit of waking up early, working out, taking my vitamins and stuff like that. The simple stuff that is so hard for me. And a lot of people are following me with that. So I'll say loud.
I love that because I did see that on your stories. And I like that you're one of the influencers who's influencing people to normalize the normal, where it's get up, have a actual intentional morning, take your vitamins, drink your water because you're a water girly. Okay,
I
you
try.
brought water today.
I try. Oh my god,
the skin looks good.
Thank you.
That's one of the things that I truly appreciate you for. Last one, keep the text or delete the thread.
Oh, delete the thread.
Period.
Yeah, I really don't keep texts. I'm so bad with that because I went through the iPhone era where everything would mess up your storage and take all your storage. So I got in the habit of just deleting stuff. And it's so weird because now it's like, girl, you don't have to do that. But yeah, I don't know. I also have OCD with stuff like that. I like to periodically just clean everything up.
Yeah, so, it makes sense. As you was talking, I was thinking like, oh, I should do that. Like at least like a once a month master clean out. Because right now, this is ridiculous.
I was going to say roughly how many unread texts?
Right now it says 50. That's a good day. That's a good day because normally it's like in the 180.
Oh my gosh. I never realized, like, I don't know how people do that.
Girl, I genuinely just be ignoring it. But it drives me. And I had to change the colors because, you know, when it used to be red, that really used to drive me crazy. Yeah. And I'm just like, ugh. But now that it's this funky color, I'm like, oh, well, I don't even see it. Yeah. I see a 50 there. So it's like, okay, you important.
Wait, you can change the color of the notification?
Yes, who just showed me this the other day? Like, this is a moment. Going right here and edit and then customize.
Oh,
girl,
wow.
Girl. So everything looks like this. I had this same moment the other day. Ain't
that
it
is
something?
So lit. Okay, yeah, I'm going to play around with that later.
Yes.
Thank you.
I was like, oh, look at my phone. This is crazy. Yeah, so...
It takes the urgency away.
Yes, because if I don't want to, I don't want to. And I have all of my notifications off for like social media, things like that. I don't care. When I get on there, I'll get on there and I'll make my post and hop out. And I miss some stuff, but I'll be like, well, it wasn't meant for me to see.
That's good. That's really good for your mental health.
Yes, because I was in it, child. You know, I don't want to be, you know, all wrapped up and tied up. And then now you got to find your way back. I'm tired of getting lost and having to find. So this has been a great conversation.
It really has.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
And like I've been saying, I thank you for your blind yes. Because
he was like,
yes. You did not know what you was coming into, but the fact that you came with full energy and you're just like, hell yeah. Yes. I love that and I appreciate that. That means a lot.
Thank you for even considering me. Because I know we've been mutuals for a while, but when you reached out, I was like, immediately, yes.
Yes. I love it. That makes me feel good.
Yes.
Good. So thank you. That's it. That's all, girl. I don't have anything else.
I love it.
I'm going to let you get back to your day.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That concludes this episode. Thank you for watching.